I don't know what to say, but acknowledge our friend did pass away, Jay Randolph Junior, Friday, and he's going to be missed. And Jesus, you look at Facebook. I just scrolled through Facebook. Everybody in the whole city had something to say. Had a picture of him. I saw a lot of feet on his face.
That's awesome.
Then I looked up his dad, and I kind of looked up a bunch of stuff. Like, man, grandfather, my God.
Here's why I think Jay Jr. was one in a billion, a special guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But he could relate to anybody. Like, there was something about him where you could be from the upper crust, you could be the regular guy, you could be somewhere in between, and you liked Jay Randolph and found him relatable. Because I think he was pure.
He was.
And I think he was genuine and a really, really nice man, fun to work with. I mean, it was heartbreaking when I read that, heartbreaking.
And I loved how he didn't I love when he got pissed, at the texters, or pissed because he takes golf. Like, you don't go up to the Rock or down to Sullivan and go up there and act like a jackass if Jay Randolph Jr.'s there, because he's going to get you.
Or call in for a weather report.
Call in and bug him when he's trying to work for a damn weather report. Look at your damn phone. Oh, man. He's going to be missed. And he lived a great life, man. He was always happy.
And it's one of those things, when we got the news, was it just last week or the week before?
It was a week before, I think Monday. Actually.
So this happened so suddenly.
Yeah.
You basically tell us during the show. I go back and listen to Jay's call-in.
Me too, yep.
On the morning after, where he talked for about 12 minutes. And he said the doctor told him he had 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And here we are less than 2 weeks later. And I think when someone passes away, I think the last time that I saw Jay Jr. was last summer. But then you think back, and doing that show for obviously 10 plus years, 14 years. I mean, we sat, and you more, Cap. I mean, I sat next to him probably hundreds of times doing that show. And he's such a nice guy, so genuine, just wanted to have fun. There was never an agenda. He was never trying to get at people.
Yeah.
He was always fun to be around, where he wanted to be part of the show, part of the fun, everybody make fun of everybody. And again, I was just thinking back, the last time I saw him was at Normandy, and it's because Jack Nicklaus was there. He's doing a rebuild of the course.
Yeah.
So Jack Nicklaus was strolling around on the golf cart for 2 hours, and he was kind of complaining about what they have to do in terms of renovating this course. And I rode around with Jay Jr. on his cart probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember this is I had to leave because randomly my son had to go to the hospital with RSV. It was the same day.
Yeah.
But Jay and I probably rode around the golf cart for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just laughing, telling stories, kind of laughing at the fact that Jack Nicklaus was a little ornery with the course.
Yeah.
And I just thought about that. And it's crazy that was probably a year and a half ago. And I mean, I texted Jay right when I heard, and he texted back.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's already gone is just, it's so sad. It was so sudden.
Rocked him pretty quick, man. It did. Yep. I remember meeting him in 2000, I think it was 8, with Twister down in, where was it? Bikini contest for something. And of course, he was there hosting it. And he was just the funniest damn guy in the world, smoking them Marlboro Reds, drinking that Budweiser.
Great laugh.
Oh, my
Great
God.
laugh.
That husky laugh, God.
I didn't know him through radio like you guys, but whether he was at Gateway National or a lot of times at the course at the Normandy, he would always kind of be in the pro shop checking you out,
holding court.
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know, he was just always goofy. He always had a story or some joke or something funny.
And he's a hell of a golfer.
Yeah,
hell of a golfer. Like, you look at him, you're like, he's gonna swing crushes the ball.
And that's where, you know how some people talk about people have positive energy, negative energy. You can be somebody who uplifts. You can be an energy vampire.
Yeah.
He was always the guy that when you sat next to him, you just knew things were going to be easier and more fun.
Yep.
Right? You just knew he was never trying to get you. He was never trying to go after anybody. He just always wanted to make every show, every experience, whether it was you're out at the bar for a TMA Live or whatever it was, he just wanted to make everything more fun.
Never tried to one-up you, any of that
100%.
stuff.
He's great.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the business, man. He's going to be missed. We love you. Love the family, and we're always thinking about him. Good morning, fellas. Hope y'all had a good weekend. And I did. Jay was the person who first called me Hockey Bob. So let's honor him by always calling me Hockey Bob. See what he tries to do? He's
your
used his
guy.
leverage. For
He wants me to
come
burn
on.
in hell. He's your guy.
But that was nice
that was
to acknowledge Jay.
I like that. So Jay started that.
I didn't know that.
Jay probably started a lot of little quirks people say and still say. And if you got a quirk that you got from Jay, man, then you got you get his personality, and I like you.
I'm trying to think of some of them.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Darling.
he liked feet.
He loved feet.
And I saw.
What is going on with that?
And I saw.
Yeah,
They
man,
had.
he's funny.
They used to love adult entertainers. I don't know if they still do.
Oh,
They love the.
Nah,
adult
they stopped doing.
So they brought in some former, maybe still current, but they were like 70. Nice ladies.
7.
I remember.
But I just remember, Jay liked the feed, as he called it. It was just a minor interest. He didn't say-
Appreciation.
it wasn't a fetish. But anyway, I just remember that I would try to instigate more bizarre things to happen in the studio. And there was a day where I saw 4 sets of feet on his face as he laid on the ground in the studio, and another one where one of these older women were kicking him in the jowls, and he seemed to like it.
And now that you say that,
unbelievable.
so I'm gonna butcher this this quote. It won't be an exact quote, but one of those days I was in there for the Foot Fetish Friday, and he's got the feet all over him, and he's got that laugh, kind of that smoker's cough, and he said something along the lines of, I was once on the 18th green covering the Masters, and now look at me, something like that with the feet. It was so funny.
Man, oh man, I never understood that fetish though, but.
He had no pretense. He was who he was, and he
didn't
was
care?
fine. It was great.
And when he did have those the picture of him, like he's in heaven. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
in heaven.
He
It's
enjoyed it.
crazy. It's
And
a
I'll tell
nightmare
you,
to me.
There was nothing better. Like, you come in, you don't know who's out, who's in,
Yeah.
whatever. Jay's in. Yay!
Yes. It's going to be a good show.
That's positive.
It's a good. When you're in the radio, guys, I'm telling you, man, you get a guy like that that's coming in, and you know that because it's 3 hours. Like we sometimes make it look pretty easy. We have a good time, but it's 3 hours you got to cover. And if you know the big dog Junior's in, you're going to be just fine.
And he was a great storyteller, too. Like, when he had a good story, you just kind of get comfortable and listen up.
Yep.
And what you said about Facebook, I saw the exact same thing. Absolutely true. And it wasn't just every single person affiliated with radio that I've known in the last 15 years, because that was also true.
Yeah.
Every single person commented, had a picture, had a story, had an experience. But as you know, over these last 15, 20 years, you also kind of grow into this radio family of listeners and friends. You become Facebook friends with them, and you see them around. And I'm talking dozens and dozens. I mean, 30, 40 at least. I saw people commenting with a picture, with a story, remembering.
Different story.
Jay Jr. Just one time when I went on Facebook, I literally scrolled, and I swear 95% of everything I saw was a Jay Jr.
I read
post.
everything, dude. I read everything. I read all the comments. Like I just, everybody had a different story. Damn, man.